Hey, happy Friday to you. It is December 16th and time for this week's Friday Funnies. And I've got to tell you folks, I am at DEFCON 9. I mean, there's 9 days left until Christmas and I have not started my shopping yet. So it's probably too late to buy anything by catalog or online, and I'm going to be stuck going to the mall, the scariest place on earth for people who have a fear of teenagers. You know, I haven't done my shopping because I've been too busy following the news events this week, and they have been huge. For instance, over in Switzerland, scientists have access to the CERN Super Collider. This is a machine that smashes atoms together just to see what happens. A machine obviously invented by guys. Anyhow, this week they said that by smashing some stuff together at the speed of light, they were very close to discovering the God particle. What I want to know is, what are you going to do with it after you find it? I mean, you start taking particles of God without asking, and you are in big trouble, pal. And to do it right around Christmas, well, hey, that's just asking for it. And speaking of asking for it, could we have asked for any stupider Time Person of the Year than the one they picked, the protester? What's that about? This is the best they could come up with? Have these people never heard of Charlie Sheen or Alec Baldwin or Vladimir Putin? And speaking of Vladimir Putin, you know, not only is he nuts, but now he is being opposed for the Russian presidency by the guy who owns the New Jersey Nets. Now, I never knew the Nets were Russian-owned before, but that certainly explains why when a player leaves the team, he's never heard from again. Anyhow, this is just the tip of the news iceberg this week. Here, then, is the rest of the ice. Warning! Norway is running out of butter. Yeah, Norwegians really love butter, but they consume it in such amounts that they've run out. They've depleted the entire national stockpile. I didn't even know there was a butter stockpile, but it must be like our Fort Knox, except possibly a lot slipperier. They said that the heavy wet weather and the rains in the summer reduced the quality of the feed that they give to the cattle. So the cows produce less milk, thus they had less butter. So I tell you all this just to remind you that as you gather around the dining room table this holiday season with your family and friends, take a minute and remember that tonight, some kids in Norway are going to bed butterless. Now, in an ironically parallel story, a semi-trailer truck was stolen from a truck stop near Cedar Falls, Iowa. The contents of that truck? $50,000 worth of margarine. Police suspect a group of Norwegian nationalists are behind the heist. In Eugene, Oregon, a state trooper was giving chase to a car that was speeding in excess of 100 miles an hour. The two guys in that car were going that fast because they had 5 pounds of pot in the car with them and they didn't want to get caught. When it became apparent that they weren't going to be able to outrun the police, the boys did the logical thing. They rolled down the window and started chucking bags of pot out of the car, where they blew right into the windshield of the pursuing police car. The police arrested the boys, and they said that officers worked throughout Monday night into Tuesday morning just picking up all that jettisoned pot. Yeah, I'm sure they did. And then they burned it. In Madison, Wisconsin, locally known as the People's Republic of Madison, two guys in their 20s walked into a Target store and walked out with DVDs and computer games that they didn't pay for. Then they got in their car and drove away, started talking about what they stole and where they were going to sell it. And they kept this conversation up for about an hour, never realizing that when they got in the car, one of them accidentally butt-dialed 911. And the dispatcher listened to their entire conversation. And when the boys decided to sell their goods at a local video store, the police were already there to greet them. Final score, technology 1, stupidity 0. Hey, that's all I have for you this week. Go out and go shopping. 9 days till Christmas. Please forward these to all of your friends and then be back here next Friday for our pre-Christmas extravaganza. See you then.